Hi everyone, Dino here. Before I begin, I just want to say if I get anything wrong in the information I give you, please let me know and I'll correct it. I'll put a clip up or something. Or if you want me to investigate in a certain direction or area, let me know in the comments below and I will do it. Anyway, so here is take two of the Syrian war with a bit of new information towards the end. Okay, this is Syria in yellow. This is the biggest force that I've heard of so far in Saudi Arabia, as I covered in my last video. They're massing troops, um, and they always do these simulated war games or drills. The whole world does them. Um, just before they actually attack. I mean, sometimes they don't amount to anything, but other times, it's the real thing. I mean, they're not going to tell you they're massing troops on the border to actually do the attack anyway, are they? Okay, so yeah, this is sorry, I forgot to tell you. This is 350,000 troops, 20,000 tanks on the border. Okay, and this is Jordan. Now, the interesting thing about Jordan is that they said they're not going to get involved in Syria. Um, unless they are led by a United Nations force, and currently, which is basically America or Britain, and currently Britain is in here, the UK are in here, doing war games with them. So that could amount to something or could amount to nothing. And rising on the left there in orange, over here are, I got this wrong last time, it's Hezbollah, and they are Shiite. And that's pretty important to remember because uh, what's happened recently is that um, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Bahrain have told all their citizens to leave Lebanon. So it sounds like something's going to be going on there. So my guess is, and I highlight that this is just my opinion, okay, is that they're going to try to take these guys out, these Hezbollah Shiite, because you've got to remember that Saudi Arabia, okay, are Sunni, and currently these guys, Hezbollah, are actually helping helping Syria, the Syrian forces of this Al-Assad fight. So I reckon they're going to go in here, take these guys out, um, maybe occupy this country for a while, hoping that the Russians don't attack, and then focus on the Russians. I must just say that the Russians won't be able to handle a big force of 350,000, 20,000 tanks, etc. So they're going to use tactical nukes. So that's something to keep your eye on. The order to evacuate Lebanon, here's some issues pulled up. I'll just read them to you. It says Bahrain issued its own statement late Tuesday telling citizens of the tiny island kingdom of Saudi Arabia to avoid travel to Lebanon, while telling citizens already there to promptly leave and um, exercise extreme caution at all times. And it offered no reason for the order. Okay, yeah, Saudi Arabia announced Friday that it was halting deals worth $4 billion aimed at equipping and supporting Lebanese security forces in retaliation for Lebanon siding with Iran in the Sunni kingdom spat with the Shiite power. So that's Qatar fundings to Lebanon. And then Lebanon's main political divide puts Sunni-led coalition against another led by Iran-backed Shiite Hezbollah movement. Lebanon has seen a series of militant attacks in recent years linked to the conflict in neighboring Syria. Then Bahrain and the UAE, both Sunni led nations, backed Saudi Arabia in its dispute with Iran, which erupted at the beginning of the year when the kingdom executed a prominent Shiite cleric, and protesters later stormed the Saudi diplomatic posts in Iran. And also, I also reported on the last clip that um, a US radio station says that they think that um, Saudi Arabia are going to concentrate their attack on Russia in Syria first before moving directly to Damascus in order to avoid the tactical nukes that they will use. So, in other words, the best strategy of defense is to attack, so they're going to probably take out Russia in Syria because they don't want to get nuked, basically, guys. Yeah, let's move on to Russia itself. I've put here in blue. They've got warships in the area. They've also been shelling in Syria. In this region here. And so there's some Russian troops there. Also, these purple troops that you see here are from Iran. So they're also helping in the area. So you've got Russia, Iran also fighting, or supposedly ISIS, which they're taking out. And they're winning. They've been very successful at the moment. Enemy number two is Al-Assad in Syria. They're coming up here. These guys here in red. This is Turkey. They're gathered on the border. Also wanting to go in, and there's some heavy tensions. I'm sure we've all heard about them shooting down a Russian aeroplane, so I won't dwell on that. But here's the next surprise. Well, maybe a surprise to some. I don't know. But guess who we've got amassing troops on Armenia's border? Are the Russians. Yeah, I guess they haven't forgotten about their plane that's been shot down, and they've got some reckoning to do. Anyway, so I got some information for you here. So Armenia. Russian increasing troops in Armenia near Turkey's northern border. According to the district press service, a special detachment of Russian Southern Military District motor rifle brigades conducted tactical drills to eliminate a simulated illegal armed group. So back in July, Russia sent a whole bunch of troops. I think it's around 9,000 troops, 900 ground artillery pieces, 200 warplanes, and 50 warships in and around Armenia. So now Russia has sent 5 additional MiG-29 fighter jets and a multi-purpose helicopter, as you can see over here, multi-purpose helicopter to its military base in Armenia. This was by the Defense Ministry that was reported there. Yeah, so, Putin's got a head on his shoulders, and he obviously hasn't forgotten what's happened there. And that about sums it up. Again, I'll play the whole video in fast forward. As you can see, sorry, I forgot to mention, these troops here on the right are Iran. That are also helping us. Yeah, so fast video to follow.
Do